Welcome back. You're with us on the show, and today on Good Morning Sri Lanka it is all about innovation. And right now I'm holding the next invention that we're going to speak about in my hand, and it's the only one of its kind, so if I drop this, it's a very delicate situation. So I'm going to hand this back to the inventor, and
we have
welcome
Chandula
to the show.
Hi.
Chandula Padmasiri.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your morning been?
Pretty much okay.
Alright, now I understand you're a very young person or young student, and you've invented this invention.
Yeah.
When did you invent this? And wait, first of all, let me ask you this. What is it? I'm curious.
This is basically a microscope that can be fixed onto your average camera phone. What it does, it basically converts your camera phone into a powerful and portable microscope.
Right, so just any camera, even like, so it's mainly built for
mobile phones.
For mobile phones, yeah. Alright, so you could use it as a microscope.
Yeah.
So you had this idea when you were schooling, and tell us about your background.
Yeah, well, I went to another college, and when I was doing O-levels, it's the first time that we get introduced to using microscopes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting for me, but the problem was we didn't really have that much of time and resources to use microscopes freely, even at home.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was to make a microscope for students that was both affordable and easy to use. So I went along with that thought and produced this.
And you did this when you were?
I was 16 then.
You were 16 at the time, wow. So this was in 2008?
2008, yes.
So since then, have there been any improvements to the original?
Yeah, there were a lot of improvements done to the original, and this is basically the final version I have here. Still more improvements can be done to this as well. So
hold on. I just need some time to process this. Let me just get this straight. First of all, you were 16 when you invented this thing.
Yeah.
Second, earlier today we had an aunt on the right as well in the studio who's only 12 years old. And now you tell me this guy is from the same school. What is is that school producing good inventions or something? Alright, so this invention, why did you think mobile phones? Why mobile phones? Why couldn't you make something for just a regular camera?
Well, one thing is the fact that mobile phones are pretty much common these days. A lot of people have them, though people can't afford microscopes and other stuff. They can afford a mobile phone with a camera.
Of course.
And the other thing is, on the technical side, using a mobile phone was much easier as an imaging device for this. Because if you take a digital camera, it'll have moving parts and the design gets much more complicated.
Of course.
So the mobile phone was the best option for me.
And you went with it?
Yeah.
Right, so now in the process of you making, inventing this, you had to break down what a microscope looks like and then look through it through blueprints. Did you actually, dissect one microscope and that's what it's made of?
Well, I didn't really go along that thought. The initial thing that I got into my mind was using a magnifying glass to view a specimen. It was that concept which was mainly used. I just wanted to keep the optics pretty simple to reduce the cost. So yeah.
That's how it came about. So why don't you give us a small demonstration of how it works out?
So what you have to do here is just like in a normal microscope, you need to prepare a glass slide.
Alright.
And what is on this side?
This is an onion peel that we use for this demonstration.
Right.
And the onion peel experiment is very popular
among school children, yeah.
Yes, I would know a lot about that onion peel, of course.
So what you do is you prepare it on a glass slide and insert it into the device.
Okay.
There's a slot there, you insert it. Once you do that, there's a switch on the device. You switch it on to illuminate your sample using an LED.
Right.
And then what you got to do is you got to put this onto your phone so that this lens coincides with the lens of your camera. Okay. So you can use this strap to strap it onto the phone.
And the strap is made of?
It's plastic, basically, flexible.
Of course.
So actually compared to a real microscope, this is a much more cost-effective way of doing it, isn't it?
That is correct. So this could be fitted into any camera.
What you do is you'd go into your camera mode, and let me show you. And then you'd basically have to use this knob at the back to focus your image.
Wow.
And what you see now is a magnified image of the sample that you just put in. In this case, it's an onion peel.
Wow.
And that's a very clear image, isn't it?
Yeah, and also then you can use the digital zoom of your phone to even get a higher magnification level. So it can go somewhere around 600 to 1200 times of magnification.
Oh wow.
Just can we lower it and show it to the camera?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's what
Wow.
an onion looks like. Wow.
You can really see the cells clearly, and it's a really that is very inventive. That is.
Hats off to you. That is something special you have there.
So your friends found out about this and they are using it now as well, and
Yeah, they pretty much tested a lot of stuff on this.
I'm sure
I don't have a lot of versions of it. As you said, it's the only working model.
working model at the
Alright,
moment.
so in the future, do you plan to be like this to be your invention, like the first thing you're going to make? Are you going to, obviously, in the future it'll be smaller and more
Yeah.
portable, and I mean, just think of it, a world where people walk around with microscopes in their pockets.
Of course, and
Everyone will be a detective. I see what we have here. Just looking at the microscope. That's amazing. I love it. Alright, so it's mostly electronical. There's wires. I see a lot of wires. I see a lot of batteries inside.
But it's really simple. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of complicated stuff.
Okay.
Just simple optics and a simple mechanism to focus and provide light. So the design is done totally with plastic, which brings the production cost very low to about 1,000 rupees.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's
Wow.
pretty much affordable.
And when you use it on a phone, what you can do is you can take snapshots.
Yeah, you
of
can
it.
take snapshots and videos. So it's really beneficial for like doctors or field researchers using it on medical camps. They can analyze a blood sample then and there, take a photo of the blood sample, and even send it to a lab anywhere in the world for analysis.
Wow, yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And that's you've just made use of all the wonders of modern technology, haven't you? All
The
right.
phone is what makes it a lot powerful, the mobile
Yeah.
phone camera.
But not only doctors
Students, teachers,
or detectives.
yeah.
I think we're hearing some of Jason's hidden
Just imagine
aspirations.
CSI. They'll be like, "What's this?" And it's like a crime scene investigation. Oh my God, they got a microscope on their phone. That would be pretty cool. I would pay to see that. That
Of
is something
course.
I would love to see.
Tell us who helped you out with this invention, and how did it actually come to life from being an idea to actually
Yeah.
being something you hold in your hand?
Well, the most of the help was actually from my parents. They were there with me from the beginning to creating this final product and for all the competitions. So I basically developed it mostly at home. Then the school actually helped me a lot with the further developments where I needed to compare it with normal microscopes. It was actually the school that helped me, especially the Young Inventors Society of our school. After that, it was really developed along with the competitions I went to, because I got a lot of feedback from the competitions. Along that, I was able to develop it even further. But now I'm seeing other options as well that can make this even smaller.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
So you keep on developing to what
Yeah.
you have done already.
There's always room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement, of course. So tell us, what are your future plans for yourself? Now you are studying.
I'm currently studying engineering at the Kotalawala Defense University. So ambition is to be an engineer, but I'd always like to have my own company running someday,
Of course.
related to engineering, of course.
I know we have a very little time left, so tell us about some of your achievements. Now you've got some awards for this invention as well, so just
Yeah,
give us a rundown.
Okay, the first competition that I went to was the Junior Inventor of the Year competition in 2008. That's actually what got me started. Then I went to some competitions organized by the Inventors Commission of Sri Lanka and got first place from that. And then in 2009 I was able to represent Sri Lanka at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair, which was held in USA.
Wow.
It's basically the world's largest pre-college science and engineering fair. So I was able to get third place at that. And
Represented Sri Lanka in a international platform. Wow.
and the most recent one was the Sahasaknimam exhibition organized by the Sri Lanka Inventors Commission. There also I was able to get a first and second place.
So,
So it's all on this invention, obviously. Right, that's amazing.
So thank you so much, Chandal. I think we've run out of time, but thank you so much for coming here and sharing your invention
a
with all
pleasure.
our viewers as well. And we wish you all the best for
Thank
your
you.
future. All right. So do stay with us. Right after the break, we'll be coming back with another inventor. So you don't want to miss this. Stay with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka.